Alright guys, welcome back. It's been some time since I've uploaded a video. The last video I posted was the level 1 Synchro Deck, right? But then Link Cross got banned in the last ban list, right? So losing Link Cross, losing Jet Synchron is just not looking good for Synchro Decks at the moment, especially for the hyper sequencing that we're used to and we want to continue doing, right? But nonetheless, I was taking this just a short break from YouTube. Still playing Yugioh, still enjoy it very much. Looking forward to this year. Hopefully we get live events where we don't have to keep like doing online tournaments. Although those are fun, but just online tournaments are not the same as in real life. Like the whole aspect of just playing in real life, like seeing your opponent and making reads on their expressions and just like having all that as a whole part of the experience makes the competitive scene much more thrilling, right? It makes it more exciting, right? Because you can like the way you set a particular card, the way you fidget with your card, you know, and then like you have this anticipation, this suspense of you know, it's just you can't compare it. You just can't compare it to real life events, to a remote duel, to online like dueling book. But they're still cool. It's still cool for now. I guess we just have to. They have to suffice. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys a deck that I was just testing behind the scenes, just coming up with a little sequence that you can utilize right now for the beginning of the new year, right? Because I had to put a video of it. It's the beginning of the year. I have to do something for you guys. So that's what I did here. So it's gonna be a Stardust Assault mode deck, right? It's gonna be an updated build. A lot of you have been asking for an updated current build, and hopefully this will keep you content until further videos, right? So let's go ahead and get into it, okay? So first off, of course, you have your Stardust Assault mode, right? It's an Omni Negate. It's amazing. It negates anything. The new errata is effects as well, so keep that in mind if you have this rarity. The reprint in the OTS pack should have the updated text where it's effects and activations. So basically, tribute itself and negate the activation or effect of a card or effect, spell trap or monster effect. And then and if you use that, it comes back during the end phase, which is cool. Which is like a +1, constantly reoccurring, right? So that's how you slowly but gradually resource your opponent that way, right? Because it's like one card's negating multiple cards per turn, right? And then of course you have your Side Reflector, which is the one card Stardust Assault mode, right? This guy searches any assault mode activate, any card that had list assault mode activate in its card text. Okay, so basically this guy. Okay, so what this one does, you can tribute itself and special summon a card, a monster, level 4 lower monster that lists assault mode activate in its card text, and it's good because it's from hand or deck. So it doesn't matter if you draw this, you can just summon it from your hand, which is amazing consistency wise, right? Because if this was only from the deck, it would be drastically bad. It just would be really bad. But the downside to using that effect, you're bound to synchro summoning, so you can't utilize the Hawk sequence, which is what you want to open this guy with. You want to open this guy, teleport or 1-for-1, right? So that's your main engine consistency to get the one card assault mode, Stardust Assault mode. And of course you have your one Assault Beast. It's just for the time where you don't open up this guy and you just open up this guy. You need a Body to Reborn because his second effect is you can reveal an assault mode activate and special summon either of these guys, right, from your graveyard, and then increase their level by up to 4, right? 1 to 4. So that's why you just need this just for that particular scenario, right? And then of course you have your Garnets, which is higher the ceiling of this particular build. You play your Cold Wing and you play your Dolo one. These are your Garnets. This is your Hawk target. This is your Aurora target. You'll see the combo. It's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. You do not want to draw these, like especially this one. You don't want to draw this because otherwise it just kills your combo. But that's the point. That's the risk and reward type of aspect, right? Then if you hand traps, you need to find a way to interact with your opponent, especially with a deck like this, because you can establish an Omni Negate with one singular card, and if you can I guess sequence your opponent's turn with your Omni Negate and hand traps, it'll make it a little bit more easier for you to have a follow up for the following turn. So 3 Ghost Spell, 3 Ash Blossom, right? Generically good, just stops almost anything you would want to negate that you wouldn't want your Stardust Assault to negate, right? Which is in turn what it's meant to be doing. Like, you don't want to use your Omni Negate unless you have to, and that's what these are meant to be mitigating, right? You want to be able to use these first and then use your Stardust Assault, because most of the time they're gonna be baiting you, and you want to be able to have like a proper read and have these cards are at your disposal to be able to do that, right? Like, to be able to be like, okay, I don't need to negate that, I can hold on and then I'll just negate it with this, you know, and then actually negate something else later. And then Gamma, this deck would not, oh my god, this is just amazing in this deck, because it's Stardust Stone will tribute yourself as cost. So you have the field wide open, so you can trigger this, and it's more so negating Ash Blossom more often than not, because they'll just go, you go Assault Sentinel, tribute its cost, they go Ash, you chain this, you make it Omega, and you have a Stardust Assault. So you already burned your opponent's for 2 cards, which is insane. Yeah, and then we go to the spells, right? Because you have triple tanky, it just searches the Assault Sentinel, right? It's just 1 card Omni Negate, which is really good. And this is the part of the engine, right? You're playing triple Living Fossil, right? Because you're playing the power tool. And the good thing about this is, what I was made aware of late last year, is that the monster it brings back, if let's say if it tributes itself as cost, it won't be negated because this falls off before it resolved. So this is only applied while equipped to it, but the moment it leaves the field, this falls off and it can resolve, which is amazing, because like you would do that with Herald. But the reason why you played in here is not so bad here is because you can bring back Assault Sentinel. It's a little neat interaction that's not like can easily be overlooked, but it's pretty good because it tributes itself as cost and you use the effect. So that's really cool. That little thing is really cool. But that's just like after you use the utilize the combo, you have 2 left, and at least it's not completely dead. You know what I mean? So that's your spells, and then of course you have your powerful one-ups. Like, okay, you have your 1-for-1, brings out a Side Reflector, teleport, Side Reflector, reborn. This is reborn anything, just how to extend. Then of course Call of the Grave. Call of the Grave stop Ash Blossom, Bleed Crow, Skullmeister, like a huge one right now because it's, yeah, grave effects are just so prevalent at the moment. And then of course you have your Assault Mode activate, right? Somewhat activates, and you have your Triple Strike. So you're gonna need equalizers for this deck because you can't keep like 1-for-1 in your opponent. Like, there's times where that would be enough, that might be enough sometimes, but you need equalizers to like wipe the advantage clean, right? So like you need something to like, you need a singular card to get rid of multiple cards, which is what I'm trying to clarify. So you play Triple Turn Tribute. This card's amazing right now. This and Stardust Assault would have a good interaction because it tributes stuff as cost, so it's no longer in field, and then they'll feel that they're safe, and then they'll either have to continue to push, and that's when you just torrential them. And then during the end phase, this guy comes back, and then if you have multiples of these, you can keep doing that particular play turn after turn, which is really cool. And also it's just lets you have a play versus calamities, because sometimes calamities will kind of end your turn if you don't have Gamma or you couldn't stop their play. You can set these two, like you can set these two and pass, and then wait at the right opportune moment and then just torrential them, and then like it's just amazing. And then this saves this basically. This ensures that this resolves, which is really good. So that's the main deck. It's 41, I think, pretty much 41 because of Reborn. I added Reborn. Reborn's just Reborn. You cannot play Reborn. It's amazing. Reborn is Stardust Dragon. Stop. You know, this is really good. So let's go ahead and show you guys the extra deck. Okay, the extra deck is gonna be Auroradon and Hulkify Rex. That's the only 2 links you're gonna be playing. And then of course you're gonna be playing your Stardust Dragon. Triple Stardust Dragon, because this deck would not be the deck if it didn't have these guys. So and then you have your toolboxiness, right? This is how you toolbox your main deck to these guys. Okay, so you have your Brilliant Dragon mech. You can make that. You Savage because it's part of the combo. Omega because it's another level 8. You can make these. This is just an out to like non-targeting removal. Like non-targeting removal, like if you want to bait a Dragoons and bounce the Dragoons or something like that, you know, you just need some sort of out for that particular situation. Black Rose because you can. It's so easy to make. Like games 2, you decide reboot and then you just reboot and nuke the board. It's just crazy. And of course you have your power tool, and then of course you have your dragster, and then of course you're playing 2 combo to be viable. Side Reflector, right? And the other cards can literally be endgame. You have this, so you go ahead and summon this. You use Side Reflector's effect, and you're gonna search your Assault piece. This is why you just use the one just for this instance, right? You use effect. It adds an Assault mode activate from your deck to your hand, right? And then you activate its second effect, reveal, to special this, right? And this is how you make your one card Assault mode, Stardust Assault mode. But we're gonna use the Hulk sequence, okay? So you're gonna go ahead, link these two away for your Hulk Fibrax, okay? You're gonna go ahead and use your Hulk Fibrax effect, summoning your 001. There you are, okay? And then these two will turn into your Auroradon, okay? And then you trigger Auroradon's effect, giving you 3 tokens. So 1, 2, 3. Put this over here. 3. Okay. And then this will trigger summoning itself. Okay. And then this is where you synchro into your first warrior. One deck. Okay. Yeah. This is first one deck. And then you can use Auroradon's effect to tribute these two to summon your Coatwing. Okay? And then your Coatwing will trigger again. Well, not again. I mean, you'll get tokens again. But you trigger your Coatwing. 1, 2. It's subtracted. And then you trigger your 001. Okay? And then these two synchro this. Okay. So you see 7. And then you use its effect to reveal your 3 living fossils, right? You can literally reborn this, right? This gets vanished. Make your Savage, right? And Savage activates effect, equip your Hulk, and then these two will make your Stardust Dragon. Okay, and that's just off one card, right? And then you still have like your interactions in hand, you know? Then you say your summon activate, say your turn tribute, say your strike, right? And then you just pass. And then you slowly but surely control the game that way and gradually just out-resource your opponent, right? But that's basically it. It's pretty cool, right? I'll put the dueling book link in the description, so you can just download the link itself and just download and play and just test it out for yourself, and then make the changes as you want. Like some of you might not like Torrential, you know, you can change that for like another hand trap, like Meister or something. But I just like the fact it's an equalizer. You know what I mean? It's just, if you get overwhelmed, you can just flip it and then, you know, be done with it. But that's basically it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.